A month had passed since the null axis was destroyed, and the warriors of Earth had settled back into their routines, albeit with an uneasy vigilance. For YAHWEH, however, the time had been anything but tranquil. Deep in meditation, atop a mountain shrouded in mist, he sought to reclaim the fragments of his essence, inching closer to his true form. Now, as the sun dipped below the horizon, YAHWEH called Gohan to him. The young Saiyan ascended the rocky slope, his expression curious and concerned. YAHWEH sat cross-legged, his white robes glowing faintly in the twilight. Gohan, YAHWEH began, his voice calm, yet burdened with gravity. I have spent this past month in relentless meditation, reaching into the depths of my being. My efforts have borne fruit. I have regained a fragment of my essence, enough to grant me vast strength and near omniscience of this universe. Gohan's eyes widened. Near omniscience? Does that mean you can see the future? YAHWEH nodded slightly. In a manner of speaking, the threats of fate within this universe now lay before me, yet something remains amiss. There is a barrier, an anomaly. I cannot perceive the entirety of what should be mine. Something is blocking me from attaining my full power. Gohan frowned. Do you know what it is? Not yet, YAHWEH admitted, his voice laced with unease. But there is something I have discovered. A revelation tied to the null axis. Gohan leaned forward slightly, his curiosity piqued. What do you mean? YAHWEH's gaze became distant, as if recounting something far beyond mortal comprehension. The null axis was not activated through malice or intent. It was a phenomenon, a collision of dimensions. Two rifts appeared at once, intersecting and awakening the null axis as a byproduct of their convergence. The revelation hit Gohan like a blow. Two rifts, he repeated, his voice low. Was one of them the rift you came through? YAHWEH turned his gaze to Gohan, his eyes reflecting both certainty and doubt. Yes, my arrival into this universe was one of the catalysts, but the second rift, I do not yet know where it originated. Its presence remains a mystery, even to me. Gohan's expression hardened, his mind racing. If the other rift is still out there, could it cause something like the null axis again? YAHWEH nodded solemnly. It is possible. Until I uncover its origin and its purpose, the potential for further anomalies cannot be ruled out. For a moment, silence enveloped the mountain as the weight of YAHWEH's words sank in. Gohan's resolve sharpened, and he straightened his posture. Then we'll find it, YAHWEH, whatever it takes. A faint smile crossed YAHWEH's lips. Your determination is admirable, Gohan. Together, we shall uncover the truth. Prepare yourself, for the journey ahead will demand much of you, and of me. As the hour approached, YAHWEH's unease deepened. The very fabric of reality seemed to shudder. He stood abruptly, his eyes narrowing as he peered into the distance. It is here, he murmured. Before he could act, a brilliant burst of golden energy split the sky. From the heart of the light emerged Frieza, his form shimmering with an otherworldly aura. His iconic white and purple armor now radiated with divine energy, and his eyes burned with a piercing glow that sent chills through everyone present. Gohan and Piccolo appeared moments later, both freezing in shock. Frieza? Gohan whispered, his voice trembling. How is he? Beerus and Whis materialized beside YAHWEH. Beerus's tail flicked anxiously as he studied the timer. That's not the same Frieza we knew, he said, his voice unusually grave. He doesn't seem to belong to this realm anymore. Whis' serene expression was gone, replaced with something rare and unsettling. Fear. Lord Beerus, Whis said softly. I have never seen anything like this. YAHWEH stepped forward, his commanding presence drawing Frieza's attention. Frieza, he said, his voice resonating with divine authority. Your arrival defies all laws of this universe. Tell me why this encounter eludes even my infinite knowledge. Frieza smirked, his voice smooth and mocking. Ah, Yahweh, the so-called divine presence I've heard so much about. Tell me, how does it feel to be blind in your own universe? Yahweh's eyes narrowed. I command you to answer me. Obey, or be struck down. To Yahweh's surprise, Frieza laughed, a sound echoing ominously. Command me? Struck down? Oh, Yahweh, you think you're still the highest authority here? He stepped closer, his aura flaring. Let me enlighten you. The air grew heavy as Frieza began his tale. After my humiliations at the hands of Goku and Vegeta, I sought a way to ensure that I would never be surpassed again. I created a pocket dimension where time flowed differently. 5,000 years passed for me, while mere moments passed here. In that isolation, I trained, obliterating what I once was and ascending to something far greater. Gohan's jaw dropped. 5,000 years? Frieza nodded, his expression smug. Yes, and as I transcended my mortal limitations, I unlocked a divine wisdom. That's when I became aware of you, Yahweh, a presence beyond the highest divinities of this universe. I realized that you, and only you, could stand in my way, so I made it my mission to find you. Yahweh's expression darkened as understanding dawned. You have tampered with the natural order of this universe, Frieza. Your power has warped the balance, rejecting my authority. This anomaly is of your making. Frieza's smirk widened. Precisely. And now, Yahweh, there is no force left in existence that can stop me. I have transcended mortality, surpassed the gods, and touched the edge of true divinity. Even you, with your fragments of omniscience, are no match for me. Beerus stepped forward, his energy spiking. Careful, Frieza. Even gods have limits to their patience. Frieza turned to Beerus, his gaze cold. And even gods should know when they're outmatched. Whis raised his staff, his voice firm. Let Beerus stand down. This confrontation is beyond even us. Yahweh's resolve hardened, his divine aura flaring with renewed intensity. You claim to have reached the edge of divinity, Frieza, but you have only invited your own undoing. If the universe itself rejects you, then so shall I. Frieza's aura exploded, shaking the very ground beneath them. Then come, Yahweh. Let us see who truly deserves to rule over existence. As the two titans prepared to clash, the universe held its breath. The ultimate showdown was about to begin, a battle that would determine the fate of all creation.